It's late summer, Kentucky, the Red River Gorge. More specifically, the Clifty wilderness within the Red River Gorge, which is within the Daniel Boone National Forest. Even a little more specific, as you saw at the beginning, this is the Rock Bridge Trail in the Clifty wilderness, which is just over 13,000 acres, again inside the 29,000 acres of the Red River Gorge. The Clifty wilderness area is popular for backpacking, backcountry camping. It's a great place to get lost. In theory, don't get completely lost. And of course, in the Red River Gorge, you always need to watch your step. Cliffs are all over the place. But the Rock Bridge Recreation Area is quite a popular spot for families. This trail, again, the Rock Bridge Trail, is about a 1.4 mile loop. It has about 308 feet of elevation gain. As you can tell, we're pretty elevated here, and it's kind of steep going down and coming back out, because you're going down to Swift Camp Creek to see the Rock Bridge. It's also where you'll see Creation Falls, two great features of the Red River Gorge sitting right next to each other. Let's go check them out. As you can see, it's paved right here. The description on the National Forest website even says, paved loop trail. That's the quote. I like the roots in that old bench there. But even though they call it a paved loop trail, don't allow that descriptor to fool the hiker, so to speak, into thinking this is a quote-unquote easy trail. As again, it's got some elevation gain. That paved trail isn't so paved as much anymore. It's in pieces. Parts have fallen, and it is certainly a moderate hike. As you can see here, and you'll see throughout, both on our journey down and on our journey out especially, and I'm doing this trail counterclockwise, there's plenty of that, plenty of stairs carved into the land, some others created instead of carved into, and of course the further you go down, the greener everything gets. Arriving here at Swift Camp Creek, you look straight into the distance. That is Rock Bridge, as indicated here. At this moment, there's actually two people on top of Rock Bridge using it as a bridge, checking it out, climbing around, popular thing to do. It's been kind of a dry, so the creek is pretty low. I mean, it's never a raging creek, but it's pretty low. Here we are walking by the Rock Bridge. I'm here on a weekday, so it wasn't overly busy. You may hear some voices in the background here and there, but I suspect on hot summer days and even into the fall and early spring, it's a pretty popular spot on the weekend and on holidays. Such a cool structure. Let's make our way over to Creation Falls, which is Rock Bridge Fork. This is where it meets Swift Camp Creek. If you enjoy the sounds of waterfalls, here you go. Not hard to imagine a lot of people being there on hot days, wading around in that water, which if it had been a little more rainy, the levels would be a little bit higher. I don't imagine it ever gets really deep there. So that'd be a fun place to hang out, and there were people there hanging out. Some that left just as I arrived, and some that were arriving just as I left. I kind of got lucky and felt like I had the place to myself. Time to start making our exit. There's going to be a lot of these stairs on the way out. You'll see. But first, let's explore Creation Falls just a little bit more. I don't think this railing really would hold many people back, but it certainly gives you the point, hey, don't step over here. A little bit of a drop. But going this way gives us another, kind of a better vantage point of the upper portion of Creation Falls and the Rock Bridge Fork itself, and where all this water is coming from. So this is Rock Bridge Fork feeding into Swift Camp Creek, and I really like how you can see how the water has eroded channels into the rock here, which if you just follow it up, it turns into your more normal, typical looking creek. In such a short little hike, again, 1.4 mile loop, you get to see some of the greatest features of hiking in Kentucky. You got an arch, backcountry streams, elevation gains, the waterfalls. So again, I did this trail counterclockwise. Most people are going to be coming in from the direction that I'm going out. I often like to do that. Some kind of leads to experiencing things a little bit differently. Sometimes less traffic as well. Some people will start and then just turn around and go out the same way they came in. Another cool bluff along the trail. This is a typical find throughout the Red River Gorge. So fun to explore. You can tell it gets a lot of traffic. Both the creek, this bluff, there's another bluff, just feet off of the trail. So here's those stairs I was telling you about. Sped up quite a bit. Appreciate you watching. Again, this is the Rock Bridge Trail in the Clifty Wilderness portion of the Red River Gorge in the Daniel Boone National Forest.